Hey guys, okay, so this grammar video is for lesson 44. This lesson is all about titles. So we're going to look at the lesson together and then you'll get your assignment for what you need to complete in lesson 44. So let's look up at the top here together. Again, this is lesson 44 in your book, so go ahead and take your book out and turn to lesson 34. It is on page 117 of your book. Okay, so up at the top, we're going to read right here. It says, "Don't waste your money on the movie Temple of the Turtles. The short story, Froggy's Fandango, is quite funny. I used the reptile encyclopedia when I wrote my science report." Okay, your directions down here say to circle the movie title, draw a box around the story title, and tell how they are written differently. Okay, I'm going to give you just a second. You should have circled Temple of the Turtles. That is the movie title. And then you should have drawn a box around Froggy's Fandango. That is the story. So how are they written differently? One is in quotation marks and one is underlined. So our movie is underlined and our short story is in quotation marks. So let's look down here at the gray box. It says underline book titles and movie titles in handwritten work. Italicize book titles and movie titles when you write with a word processor. Use quotation marks around the titles of songs, stories, and poems. Capitalize the first word and the last word in every title that you write. Capitalize all other words except articles, prepositions, and conjunctions. Remember to capitalize forms of the verb be, such as is and are. Okay, one of the trickiest parts with this lesson is going to be identifying what is a book, short story, movie. So you're going to have to read all of the words in this sentence and take your time as you go through and answer each question. Okay, for part 1 at home today, you are going to complete all 12 questions. Now there are multi-steps to part 1. You have to circle each lowercase letter that should be a capital letter. Draw a line through capital letters that should be lowercase, and then underline or add quotation marks to the titles. So for part 1, you're going to do numbers 1 through 12, but make sure you follow all 3 parts of the directions. So that's part 1. And then for part 2, you are going to only answer question number 13. So you're doing part 1, numbers 1 through 12, and then part 2, only this question right here. Okay, let's go back up and look at part 1 together. We're going to do number 1. I am not sure how to pronounce his name, so we'll say Saget lent Jorge a book called Cobra Capers. Okay, now we know that this is a book, and the book is called Cobra Capers. So what do we do to books? If we look back up here, in our gray box, it says that we underline book titles. So Cobra Capers should be underlined. Okay, now we need to look at our book title and see what letters should be capitalized. If you said both of the C's, you are correct. So the C in Cobra and the C in Capers should both be capitalized, and that book title should be underlined. Okay, now you have 11 more to complete at home, and then we will check these in class on Thursday because of field day. All right, have a great Monday.